GMGers and GMGettes, are you ready?
Countdown, 60 seconds to get ready for the Good Morning Gang morning show. It's time to get ready. Get your coffee, tea, trees, or whatever need be. Then put on your seatbelt. We're going on a journey. We'll discuss trending topics, music and breaking news to help get your morning right. Big Phil speaks, giving you his one-of-a-kind point of view. It's a GMG, and we're family. So as we count down to the start of the show, prepare for the unexpectedly. If you know, you know. Tell 1 to 7 of your friends to come in. Share your love for the show. We're about to begin. The GMG countdown.
Yeah, it's time to wake yourself up. It's the Good Morning Gang morning show. You feel me?
Good morning to you.
Looky, what do we have here? I don't know, probably the best morning show ever hit the atmosphere. Let's be clear, there's plenty others that do it B.I.G. But keep it at a buck though, none to get you up though like D&D. With all the news and real point of views you can use. Light and heavy topics we peruse, even a laugh or two. What you talking? Good morning gang, be the issue. And take your friends and them, Ken and all, come on in, tune in. You ain't gonna want them mistaken. Even the trolls and haters that hate us, we end up being their favorite. Cause from 8 to 10 we get it in, believe that. I mean, from where else could you go when you a part of the show? Definitely GMG, cause when you show love, we show love back. First thing in the morning, we get you through, so after the yawning. Wash up and wipe your face with your snacks and come on in, get comfy, but most importantly in all caps.
Dooby dooby doo 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 doo. Face a little greasy, little greasy. Good morning, gang. Good morning, gang. Good morning to ye. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Little too moist right there. Pause, no diddy. How are y'all feeling? What's goody like the mob? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, GMGers and GMGS, before I get into the roll, Kizzle. Y'all know I got to put the warning out there. I got to put the warning out there, huh? Warning, warning, warning.
Warning, warning. Warning. Federal law, Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107 allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted material under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. Fair use allows for the quoting of copyrighted material in the creation of a new work for purposes included but not limited to criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. Fair use preserves the free flow of culture, baby. That part.
That Pizzard, how y'all feeling this morning? What's goody like the mob? This here is, hold on, I forgot to change it out. Ooh, I guess I'm gonna have to do it this way. This is episode 331 of them things. The road less traveled. The choice is yours. You feel me? The road less traveled. Episode 341 of them things. Who we got in the building? Who we got in the building? Who we got in the building? Crack baby, trick baby, crack baby is in the building. Zola, good morning to ye. Happy Friday. Huh? Peep scheme, wagwan brethren. Huh? Star show. What's goody like the mob? Salute, salute. Who else we got in the building? Huh? Do 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 do. Tiny cold, see you in the building. Good morning to ye. Who else we got in the building, huh? Over on the IG side, I got I Am the King. Eric, what's goody like the mob? Henny 6412, Star 5 baby. Angel Brianna, what's goody like the mob? 20 Bandana, whoa, what's goody like the mob? How you doing today, huh? How are you feeling? Yeah, y'all do me a favor and like this lituation. If you have the option to on your cell phone or on your desktops or laptop, hype this up if you would. More importantly, if you're new to the lituation, subscribe to the channel. More importantly, share this with 1 to 7 of your friends. Repost or post this up on all your social media outlets and situations, if you would. Shout out to all that are tuning in and that will tune in from here on the good YouTube, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter's, IG, Kick, as well as Twitch. We are in the building. It is Friday. Young Dreads, that's what she said, is in the building. What's goody like the mob, ladies and gentlemen? It's a lot. Hold on, I forgot to transfer a couple things over right while I was thinking about it. Thank you. I'm glad I thought about it real quick, like, so I can get it in there like swimwear. Boo, 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 bam. Okay, that's goody like the mob. Okay, that other one is there. How are y'all feeling on this wonderful Friday, the 14th day of August, 2026, that is. I know I'm looking a little scruffy. I need to get right. I know I need to get right or get left. You feel me? But we gonna have at it like a crackhead with a crack habit. You hear me? All pun intended, huh? The only midnight. What's goody like the mob? See you tuning in from over on the good Kick. I appreciate you. Come on over to the good YouTube and be a part of the bigger conversation, which is the lituation known as the chat. You feel me? Huh? Here for Kane, Jolene. I see y'all over on the good IG side, huh? We're gonna have a wonderful day. It's Friday, huh? Thank God it's Friday, huh? Thank God it's Friday. And once again, if y'all forgot what today's episode is, it is episode 341, The Road Less Traveled. The choice is yours. You can see on the one side, you got people that are so caught up in just social media, period, in this social media era. And that's what they're walking into, living for is social media era. Whereas, you know, the road to your purpose and destiny can be a little bit more destitute, but also way more fulfilling in the end. You feel me? That part right there. Episode 341 of them things, huh? It's your boy, Big Few Speaks. And yeah, you know, this is the Good Morning Gang Morning Show brought to you by myself, huh? And that good GMG, the Good Money Gang. And for those that are tuned in, tapped in, we are not really a gang. We are a familia. We are family here. We are family. Hey. I got all my folks that's good money with me. That part, huh? Listen, you rapping for your kick homies. I ain't mad at that. The only midnight salute to you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the jewels. Crack baby, trick baby. I appreciate that. Listen, where do I want to start? Where do we go from here, my love? Hey, I think I want to go with this one or whatever the case may be. I call this one Oops. There it is. Matter of fact, before I even do that, let me make sure I'm good in the wood. Pause. Good in the paint. Let me make sure I'm good in the paint. You know what I'm talking about? Can y'all hear me clearly? If y'all can hear me clearly, give me a thumbs up, a fire sign, or a one hundo. Make sure if you can hear me clearly, you give me a one hundo, fire sign, or a thumbs up, so I know that the volume is the volume is right. I'm getting tongue twisted. Excuse me. Outside nice today. Yeah, it's nice right now. Down here it's supposed to rain a little bit later, or whatever the case may be. But in the meantime, between time, appreciate that 20 bandana. Appreciate that Zolam. Appreciate that crack baby, trick baby. CBS. What's goody like the mob? Happy Friday and happy GMG, which is every day when you're rolling with me. You dig? Lady D Jones, I see you in the building. What's goody like the mob, huh? Appreciate that midnight. Yes, indeed. This first clip, I call it Oops, there it is. Oops, there it is. It's symbolic of two different things. When you in life and you're not paying attention to your purpose, your destiny, and or the direction in which you're walking into, then a lot of things can go wrong, whatever the case may be. And then the practical side of it all is this. Pay attention to what you're doing, huh? Make sure you are stepping to and standing on solid ground, or it all goes down. When it all falls down. Check this out.
Look.
God damn, June, what the fuck? Grandpa, here, get this shit. June, get your ass out.
How is he okay?
Man, get your
That nigga hollering at me, bro.
Listen, for those that didn't see it, I'm going to play it one more again. Hopefully y'all can see the duality in what I was talking about. You feel me? One more again. When it all falls down.
Yo, nigga. Look.
God damn, June, what the fuck? Grandpa, here, get this shit. June, get your ass out.
How is he okay?
Man, get your
That nigga hollering at me, bro.
Damn it, Jim. Meek Banks, good morning to ye. Good morning, as you say. Good morning. Welcome to the situation known as the Good Morning Gang Morning Show. You feel me? DC Mumbo Sauce, the Uptown homie Frank Murphy in the building. What's goody like the mob? He said, pause, milk running down your crack is crazy. Or I would like to say brazy. Listen. What's Diddy burp is crazy. Peep scheme. Damn it, Jim. I don't know. Listen, hey, added insult to injury, CBS. That's a fact of mundo. And the problem is this, right? Like I said, to me, the meaning when I saw it is dual purpose. Let me say that, huh? And it goes in line with the with the thumbnail for the show, whatever the case may be. Life is about choices. Life is about journeys. You know what I'm saying? And your path, your steps have been ordered, but it's up to you to decide whether you want to walk in that ordainment or that purpose or your destiny, or walk otherwise, or whatever the case may be. The choice is yours, but whichever way it is, know which way you're walking and how you're walking and what lies ahead, or you might end up on your ass, pause, or on your stomach like that fella, pause, no daddy. But then on the practical side, on the topical side, when you get to walking, make sure you know where you're stepping. You hear me? Because down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Listen, I'm just saying, now that's a milk dog. Not a milk dog, a milk dog. Damn it, Jim. Listen, Miss A. Hawkins, Russ 72, $1 Million Queen, D-Town, My Nina, Frank Harmless, here for Kane. Y'all come on over to the good YouTube, huh? Why don't you? Sunshine Products, come on over to the good YouTube, huh? Where the situation is happening, huh? Excuse me. I say when it all falls down, down, down. When it all goes down, huh? Listen, how are y'all feeling today? Feel you pulled a similar move? Talking about when I was trying to break up two individuals or whatever the case may be. Have at it. Have it. Or in the race, have at that one too. But anyway, moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, where do I want to go first? Do I pause? Do I want to get heavy early? I think I will. This came across my desk. Thank you to my unofficial assistant / roving reporter in the field. I was sent this, and the story is horrific. Right? And this person is getting their just due, allegedly, today. I don't think that nobody's going to be calling on his behalf to stop it. But he's been convicted of it. Jeremy Williams has been executed. Oh, already he's been executed. Okay. I missed that one because the screenshot said was due to be executed. Okay. Jeremy Williams has been executed by lethal injection in Alabama for the horrific 2021 sexual assault and unaliving of 5-year-old Kamari Holland. My God. Prosecutors said Williams arranged with Kamari's mother to gain access to the child in exchange for money. He actually abused the little girl, recorded the assault, and ultimately strangled her. Kamari's body was later discovered inside an abandoned house. Williams pleaded guilty to capital murder and was sentenced to death. In an unusual move for a death row prisoner, he later waived additional legal challenges and asked for his execution to move forward. He was executed Thursday evening. Whatever people believe about the death penalty, the most important name in this story is Kamari Holland. She was only 5 years old. She deserved protection, safety, a childhood, and the chance to grow up. Ah, man. I saw this and immediately my heart. Thank you, The Only Midnight. I appreciate that. My heart just dropped. It sank. Because at the end of the day, I'm a father. At the end of the day, I'm a very compassionate, empathetic man at the end of the day. And for something to happen to a little baby like that, and their mother needs to be dealt with too. I don't know if she was. I gotta dig further into this story, but I'm pretty sure they charged her Bama ass. I'm pretty sure they charged her Bama ass. She need to get the death penalty. Matter of fact, she might not. She shouldn't get no death penalty. She should be made to stay the rest of her life in jail and let her jail mates deal with her for what she did, huh? I don't care if she had a drug addiction. I don't care what the problem was. You sold your child to a man for $2,500, and this sick ass individual, excuse my English, did what he did. Did what he did. Like, how can you live with yourself with that? It's some sick ass individuals in this world, ladies and gentlemen. Some sick ass individuals. M. Fiat Gregor, what's goody like the mob? Burrell, Miss Blackhole, she's so sedity. Y'all come on over to the good YouTube if you would. How as a parent could you fix yourself or put yourself in the place or space to where you disregard common sense, morality, and all these things and give your child up in such capacity? I don't know what he promised her or what he told her he was going to do. I don't know if he said he would take care of her. I don't know what he told her that made her align with allowing him to spend time or get custody of, or whatever the case may be, with her 5-year-old daughter. And for this sick ass, I can't say all that I want to say because YouTube and all the censorship. Hot shot was goody like the mob. Definitely need to go get her too. That's a factamundo. That's a fact. Mundo. Anybody that's a father, esteems to be a father, has nieces, has cousins, or any female in their family, young or old or whatever the case may be, should feel this. If you got a heart beating in your chest and you got a soul within your in the spirit within your body, I don't care how off you are, how traumatized you are, how brazen you are, how solid you are, how much of a soldier you are, how wicked you are, how gracious you are, how good you are. If you don't feel for this little girl's life, something is off and wrong with you. Something is off and wrong with you. And it's not unfortunately, this is not the only story of such. This is not the only story of such. And this story is one too many. This story is one too many. It should have been Jamaica first. The people would deal with it. Yeah, exactly. Definitely horrible, Zolan. Good morning to you, Zolan. I don't know if I spoke to you earlier. If I didn't, good morning to you, Zolan. Welcome to the lituation situation known as the Good Morning Gang Morning Show, huh? Listen, if you got a heart, you have to feel this situation, one. Two, this is why I preach about community. This is why I keep talking about community and getting us back to being on a decent accord and on one when it comes to it takes a village. And the fact that we need to look out for each other because one, we supposed to be all we got. And this sick ass individual just happens to be of our persuasion, which makes it even worse. But it goes to show you, just because they skin folk don't make them kinfolk. You feel me? But whatever shortcomings the mother had or whatever the case may be, and I ain't gonna fake if I ain't seen certain things in my time, especially being outside in the crack era and all that. I'm not going to fake and act like I ain't seen people degrade themselves and do outlandish, stupidly not thought out things because of their addiction, because I have. But I'd be damned if I ever would have seen something like this, or somebody attempting to sell their child or whatever the case may be for some crack or any other drug or whatever the case may be. It would have been a problem. My homies wouldn't have went. Anybody that I know that associate with me wouldn't be getting down with no bullshit like that. You feel me? And it's a very, very sad situation. Good morning, Melvin Whiteside. What's good? It's a very disheartening thing, but it's systematic of this world that we living in today. It's very much so symptomatic. symptomatic of this world we're living in today, where people are less inclined to use better judgment, where people are more inclined to participate in more illicit drugs than even yesteryear, or whatever the case may be, that people are more inclined to live beneath their purpose, even more inclined, let me say that, and to throw morality out of the window, to throw right and wrong out of the window, to throw it all away for a couple of dollars, for some likes, for some shares, for some clout, for opportunity, for what they perceive as love, to be adored, to be recognized, to be what they think is appreciation, to be just seen. People will go out of their way to do whatever, and then just ignorantly justify it. Yes, we all have free will and can do whatever the figgity we want. I know, I feel like I got to sneeze, excuse me. We can do whatever we want. But just because we can do it don't mean it's right to do, doesn't mean it's the best thing to do. Does not mean any of those things. That's the devil's work. It's sad that stuff like that is happening. Right. But the same way they went after that Bama, they need to go after them Bamas in that Epstein file and any other file that got them doing crazy things to people, women, and children. People in government, they need to get over their own bullshit or their own transgressions and decide what's right to do, what's wrong to do. And actually stand on the right side of that thing, the same way this case ended. It's unfortunate we in a day and time where there's so much, and don't get it twisted. It's always been something. There's always been things. We've seen some things. Those that have lived around some things, been involved with some things. Hell, as long as you ain't blind and ain't deaf, you've heard and seen things on your TV or on the news or on these social media outlets. Same way that this story came to me because it was posted on social media or whatever the case may be. We sensationalize certain deaths. We sensationalize certain causes and certain things. And there's a method that to justify the madness in doing so. There's a purpose in doing that too, because I've seen Benjamin Crump and them do when it comes to the Nolan Wells case. They use that situation to be able to get to highlight other situations. To get to highlight other situations. And I feel as though we should use certain situations, stories, and things of that nature, even if it's heinous or things we don't want to talk about or really want to deal with because it's triggering. Use it as a catalyst to bring our communities together. Use it as a catalyst to right some wrongs, some ills of our community. We always talk about what another community's doing and what they're not doing. We always talking about what they ain't doing for us. They need to reparate and all these things. We need to repair ourselves. We need to repair our community. Aries Graham, what's goody like the mob? I'm over on the good YouTube. We need to repair us. Because if you think times of past were ugly, are you not watching the things that are going on now? The things that are starting to happen or pick up momentum now? We definitely need to repair us. Root out the bullshit and the wicked pedos and things of that nature, the PDFs, like that Bama that did that to that little 5-year-old girl. Get them out of our communities. Stand firm on other people and entities not being able to come in our communities and just do with us or treat us as they will or as they want to, unlawfully. I'm not going to stick on this story, but I think I had to go here first so that the rest of the show could be a little bit lighter, a little bit more upbeat or whatever the case may be. And I apologize if this has triggered anybody who has watched this. I apologize. But sometimes things need to be uneasy. Sometimes things need to be uneasy so that some people can gain an understanding. Melvin Whiteside, good morning. Sometimes things have to be uneasy and unsettling. Sometimes you got to shake the tree, pause. Sometimes you got to rattle the bush, pause. So that people can wake the hell up. Pay attention, because we pay attention to a lot of effery. We pay attention to a lot of bullshiggery. We pay attention to a lot of mess. And I get it. Some of it's entertaining. Hell, I'm entertained by some of it. But we need more balance in our lives. And if we're going to tip the scales one way or the other, you need to tip the scales towards positivity a little bit more. Tip the scales towards education or re-education, learning something. Learn how to properly gain more. Not just for you, but for your family, your legacy. Learn and start implementing how to do more. Learning and starting to implement your rights through the laws, codes, and statutes that were written to do just that a lot of us don't know about. And to pay attention to how they're trying to weasel in stuff to change said laws, statutes, and codes right up under our feet. We complain a lot, but we don't do enough to warrant the complaints. Because if you're going to complain, if you ain't going to do nothing, why are you going to complain about it? If you're not going to do nothing, why would you complain about it? You could want for everything to get better all you want, but faith without works is dead. And if you're not going to apply anything to the situation to make change, whether you're speaking to one individual or few, whether you actually researching one thing or a few things, whether you're trying to change the narrative in a situation or not. Well, not, but or more. That's what I should have said. It's on us. It ain't on nobody else. It ain't on nobody else. We're not going to get along with everything. We're not going to be on the same accord about everything. You got some people that believe in this, some people that believe in that. And I'm not just talking about religion or spirituality. I'm just talking about on ways of living and things of that nature. But one thing for sure, about 7 things for certain, we should all believe in the one thing that we got. The foundation of it all. 1. 2, we deserve equal footing just like everybody else. 3, we deserve to be treated just like everybody else. 4, We can't just wait for opportunity to be pushed on our lap. Sometimes you got to get up, get out, and get something. Go and have at it, so to speak. We definitely got some changing to do. We live in a world with too much of things like what happened to that little girl get swept under the rug, with things like what happened to Nolan Wells get attempted to be swept under the rug, with too many of our people and youths are written off, or attempted to be written off, such as Carmelo Anthony and others, where justice ain't equal when it comes to similar cases or cases worse than Carmelo's in the adjudication. And I ain't just talking about just nationally. I'm talking about, hell, down there in that area where he lived at, but even more so across the country. We have to say enough is enough with the effery, the bullshit, and things, and make decisions, sound decisions for personal growth, sound decisions for growth within your home and family, sound decisions for our community. I know y'all like, damn, Phil, it's Friday, Phil. Why, Phil? This is the sentiment I got in when that came across my desk. That's the sentiment. My sentiments. I could go this whole show just talking about that, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that because I'm not here. I'm not on a soapbox. But at the end of the day, I hope y'all hear me though. I hope y'all really hear me though. Not though. And I hope that some of y'all get it. Hope that some of y'all get it. There's a lot of things that are happening. A lot of things that are happening. To cause division, to cause control, to cause entrapment, and when I say entrapment, I'm not talking about necessarily in law enforcement terms of entrapment. I mean for us to get us trapped in a box, to keep us contained in such a way that we lose our dignity, we lose our humanity, that we lose sense of self, and that the bigger play at hand can come to fruition. Ladies and gentlemen, you can disregard Big Phil Speaks. Oh, he don't know what he talking about. He just rapping. He just talking. Phil don't know nothing. You ain't got to take my years of experience. Y'all ain't got to talk about nothing that I've said, in telling my stories, either here on lives or spaces or places. You ain't got to believe none of it. You ain't got to believe who I am or who I ain't. But one thing you can't refute is what you see around you with your own eyes. What you can't refute is the things that you know family members or yourself or people that you heard of have and are experiencing. King Live, what's good? Said, "A, the devil nor the enemies of the world take breaks, so you don't either, whether it be Monday or Friday being programmed." I know that's right, King Live. Salute to that. Jazz, what's goody like the mob? I see you over there on IG. You know where we at. Miss Nada, you. King Live, One Lamin J, Hood Wolf. Y'all come on over to the good YouTube if you would. Be a part of the lituation situation. I'll say this, right? I'm no better than anybody else. I'm flawed just like everybody else. But one thing for sure, about 7 things for certain. Des and D, super, what's up? What's goody like the mob? Des, part of the HR team. Dwayne Summers from across the pond. How you doing, mate? What's goody like the mob? I see you tapping in from over on the kick side. One thing for sure, I'm not living in a delusional state or a delusional world where I got to lie to kick it. I might not expose or tell everything because some of y'all individuals ain't wrapped too tight, and some of y'all got evil, vile, wicked, off, miserable intentions, whether purposefully or subconsciously. And I know the battle is deeper than just between man and woman, woman and woman, but it's deep as on a spiritual level. Mate is Australia, my bad. But he said mate to me. He said, how you doing, mate? Now they say mate over there too. Dwayne, somebody said, how you doing, mate? Look, boom, I'm gonna put it up there. See, peeps, he said it first. But I'm not operating in no sense of the word in delusion. But what I do know is when you see people for who they are, it's your choice whether you deal with them or you don't. It's your choice whether you be around them or you won't. It's your choice if you go along with the go along just to go along, or you buck the system and say, I'm not having it. Especially when it's for a greater good. Jazz was goody like the mob. Good morning to ye. Especially when there's a greater good at stake. Not too much jazz. I was just talking about this young girl, 5-year-old girl that they got Essie actually assaulted and unalived by this piece of shit that just got executed in Alabama or whatever the case may be. Dwayne said we say mate in the UK too. You right, Phil. Salute. Salute. The point is this. We all got flaws. We all got shortcomings. A lot of us got insecurities, whether minuscule or grand. No matter how sure we are about ourselves, no matter how savoir-faire, debonair, gorgeous, handsome, beautiful, rich, well-off, poor, just making it, whatever the case may be, we all got something about us that could stand some improvement, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, economically, whatever the case may be. We could all stand to change something, right? King Live, welcome to the building. Salute. But it's something for people that hone in on what you got going on or what they feel you wrong about, but they don't look in their own mirror to their own transgressions and the lives in which they choosing to live and how they choosing to live it out. But hey, who am I, right? I'm only responsible for my life and those of my children. Oh, under a certain age at that. Appreciate that, King Live. Welcome to the building. Again, if anything that I said triggered anybody, so be it. It's a sad story. It's a horrendous story, but one that needs to be heard so that we just don't get caught off in the humdrum of everyday life and not realize that there's some sick ass individuals walking amongst us that are so-called us, whether they lighter than me a little bit or way darker than me. That it don't just come from one race, creed, or culture, but it's in-house too. And we need to clean house. We need to clean house. This next video I'm about to play speaks to control. Speaks to why things are moving in the direction they've been with tangibles, things that we used to love to buy and purchase, and that some people are trying to make a resurgence into having availability for you to be able to purchase. I could talk on and on. Excuse me. Y'all watch this video, huh? Let me know what you think on the other side of it.
Still have DVDs, and people still get them because when they lock this internet up, ain't nobody streaming nothing. Streaming was created for real-time editing. The reason we're all into streaming, the reason why they took the hard drive out of the Apple TV, the reason why they don't want you with content is because they want to be able to alter content. See, if you're streaming, it's on their server, not yours. You don't own it. You don't even have it. That's why they sell a computer now, the fastest computer out right now, and the hard drive is tiny. Why you only give me 128 gigabytes? And if you want more, you got to pay thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
Why are they doing that? Because they want it in the cloud. Because two things happens if it's in the cloud. One,
They haven't.
and the other thing is they learn it. Metatron don't know. He's not omniscient. He's not like God or whatever. This demon spirit has to learn.
They
It's a-
need our voices, our images, our...
Dude, it's us. We're all cyborgs. There's a digital version of all of us in the hands of the enemy. He's created it from our uploads. He's showing all your birthdays. He's showing everything you do. He's learning. How else would the devil be omnipresent?
Oh, my,
He wants to be like God. The internet makes him omnipresent.
that's crazy.
Lady Cosanita, good morning to ye. Listen, something wicked this way comes was the title of a movie that came out, but it's also a very, how can I say, deep statement. Very deep statement. Angie, what's goody like the mob? But if you think that's something, listen to what this young lady has to say too. Is in the same realm, same lane. Y'all pay attention. For one thing for sure, you might laugh here, you might cry here, you might get mad here, you might get glad here. You're gonna learn something here. You're gonna get educated or re-educated. You're gonna get inspired here, but most of all, you're gonna get entertained. But in this moment, I need y'all to listen. Pay attention, huh?
Let me see if I got this right. So they took away our SD cards, our memory sticks, and then started charging us for memory to store our data. Okay. Then they started taking away our VHSs and our DVDs and then started charging us to stream movies. Okay. Then they took away our little headphone jack and then started charging us all kinds of amounts for Apple products to make up for not having that headphone jack. Then they started taking away our rights to fix our own cars. And now you got to take it in to go get fixed. Let's see, what else is there? Then they started taking away farmers' rights to have seeds. So they can't grow certain fruits and vegetables anymore. But then they start selling us seedless fruits. So, okay. There's a lot. The list goes on. You guys tell me what did we used to have that they have taken away?
Excuse me. Pay attention. Mob shiggity. The GMG way. You feel me? Uptown Nelly Nell, my homegirl from around the way. Uptown Jay is in the building. Good morning to ye. Y'all think it's a game, right? Y'all think that people just be talking? The writing be on the wall in both invisible ink and written in bright magic marker for you to see. And you walk past it every day thinking it common or normal or just some graffiti, quote unquote, proverbially speaking. But speaking about what she just said, when it comes to them trying to take the seeds away from us. Watch this next video, huh? Pineapples, and I love the pineapples, huh? Fellas, pineapple and honey on your lady. Oh, but go on, let y'all watch this video. It's a whole nother story for another time.
Y'all better wake up. This is another step that they are taking into making sure that we can't grow our own foods. If you don't know, to regrow an entire pineapple tree, all you need is to cut off the top and replant the top. So they are taking the top away. This is like taking away seeds. So we got seedless watermelon, seedless oranges, seedless this, that, and the third. They're trying to make it so we cannot grow our own foods. Wake up.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. Listen, y'all better pay attention. Did y'all see the pic of how color is being taken away? Everything turning black and white again? Listen. 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 Y'all can say, Phil, you tripping, you bugging. You can say what you want about me. But if it's being presented and it's right before your eyes, I guess that was AI too, huh? I guess that sign was AI. I guess those pineapples sitting on that table was AI, huh? I guess y'all haven't seen some watermelons with no seeds in it or no fruitful seeds, maybe little white ones, but no black seeds in it. I guess y'all ain't seen them, huh? I guess you ain't seen fruit with less and less seeds in it or to no seeds in it, huh? I guess Big Phil Speaks is tripping. I guess. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I guess. That's a fact. They irritating than a mug. But we got to pay attention. We definitely have to pay attention. Aya Tiffany, what's goody like the mob? Patient Agent Real Estate. J Styles Music. Candy Too Sweet. Bro Moore. When the Smoke Clear. Bob Pearl. Jade. Nigel. Y'all come on over to the good YouTube. Why don't you? We need to pay attention to what's going on around us. We need to pay attention. And for those that are just tapping in, tuning in, like what's going on? This is the Good Morning Gang morning show, brought to you by myself, Big Phil Speaks, and what I call the GMG Good Morning Gang. Listen, today's episode, 341 of them things, the road less traveled. The choice is yours. You hear me? The road less traveled. The choice is yours. It's Friday, and a lot of times we're a lot more whimsical and loose-witted. Pause. No, Diddy. But a story that I received this morning kind of changed the trajectory in which I wanted to go with things, or whatever the case may be. And made it so that I felt the need to go in the direction in which I'm going and the things that I'm talking about. Some of the stories I already had, and they just all lined up. Boom, 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 boom. I said, damn, look at God. Won't he do it? Even from the thumbnail. I had the ideal from the thumbnail for a couple of days now. And I put it down, and I put it together after the last show, after the show Wednesday, just to be ready and prepared, right? And then certain videos, I already had them. Certain videos came along the way. And then the story about that beautiful young soul this morning. There's a story, and for some reason, it was too big to input into this system or whatever. But it's a story, is a video rather, of a teacher, black man, male teacher, black man, crying as he's talking about the state of students that he's being entrusted to teach, and they are in their senior year. And he's talking about the illiteracy that abounds, the comprehension that's missing in a lot of seniors in his jurisdiction, but in other places as well. And it moved him to tears, as it should. because we got to do something about that. I get it. Some of us are working 1, 2, 3 jobs, and life is life, and bills is billing. Munyon ain't munyoning like it need to be, or just life in general. But we got to care about our own in-house as well as a community. That's, you see the theme why I keep talking about community? Because these kids have gotten to their 12th grade year and can't read. He was saying how there was a passage that he want read and people couldn't read it. In the 12th grade, seniors, that their comprehension levels were hella low because of how they're being taught and how they're not being taught. The things that they're being pushed to learn and the things that they're not being taught to learn. And these are people that are supposed to be our future. They're supposed to go off into the real world, whether they're attempting to go to college or go into the workforce, which is more so what they're trying to get them to do anyway, go into the workforce, what's left of it. But for some, it's going to have them feeling like their back is against the wall. And guess what's going to happen when they can't get hired for this or that, or whatever the case may be, or the fast food joint or this, that, and the third ain't good enough or won't sustain them. Where else you think they're going to go but to the street and do things that can get them a rack of time? But this man's tears moved me. We're taught as men to be strong, suck it up, chest out, deal with it, get through it, make something happen, provide, protect, all the things. But there's an old song. Part of it says, I never seen a man cry until I seen a man die. I would like to revisit that and revamp that. It's something when you see a man shed his tears. One, because men are taught not to do so. So that when a lot of men do so, you know there's a deep hurt there. And if somebody goes into teaching, not just for a check, but really to care and want to educate children, especially of our communities, and to see the disparaging reality of certain things. And then in a lot of school systems, and I've talked about this before, punish teachers for really teaching or being creative in the way that they're teaching, or teaching more, not just teaching, but teaching more than what the curriculum is supposed to be. And usually the curriculum is to some dumbass test that ain't practical to life or has nothing to do with the wherewithal of the individual taking it. But yet we expect it for kids to excel. We expect it for kids to go on to college, to do something with themselves. When on the flip side of that, in a lot of places, they've cut off trade programs, so they can't even go off and work earnestly with their hands or whatever the case may be in carpentry and electrical trade, plumbing, barbering, beautician school, and all those things or whatever the case may be, which were prevalent in schools in yesteryears. And hell, they had trade schools just for that you could opt to either go there full time or go part time between your regular high school and your trade school. At least in DC, I know for sure. I apologize. I wasn't looking at my comments, so if I missed some of these comments, I apologize, y'all. Man-made meats, pause. That's a fact. Melvin, if you don't take your ass the hell on, take yourself on, Melvin. I told you, take that stuff on over to the other side of things. I'm catching up with the comments, y'all. Forgive me. Might have been him finding out he's the new special education teacher in real time. It's a setup. No kids left behind. They keep passing these kids along each grade. Then when it's time for regrets that they need to pass, or they don't, then don't again, then don't again, then they drop out. You say, I knew it was coming. Pause. No Diddy. The issue is this. We get so caught up in other things and entertainment and the shock and awe of social media, as well as the perceptions and or the trends and or the fads and or what so-called gurus tell you how you should do, what you should do, who you should do, who you should love, how you should be getting to your money, how you supposed to do this, that, and the third, how you can gain clout, and how you can do this, that, and the third. We get so caught up in all that we're so inundated, we don't have time to really look past that to what we need to pay attention to. And the children are supposed to be our future. Some of us done had our time when it comes to certain things or whatever the case may be. And certain other things, it's never too late, no matter how old or how young you are. But with certain things, the children are supposed to be our future. But what future can we look forward to, or could they look forward to, and their children look forward to, without the proper groundwork, the proper foundation to get them going? Regents in New York systems are required to graduate from higher school. And some of us leave it all up to the teachers. It's your job, teach them. Not realizing that the first teachers in a child's life is his mother and or his father or any other adult that's around him, or older sibling, or whatever the case may be. The first teachers come from in the home for the child. So if you dropping the ball in the house and you send them to school where they're dropping the ball, where else will they turn and learn something? Think about that. Think about that. Where else will they turn to learn something? No Child Left Behind. Curse of not being required anymore. They've been dumbing the children down for a while now. That's a fact. That's a fact. Certain kids aren't even going to know how to create a signature. They either going to handwrite there, what you call it, or they're going to punch a button that clicks and put a font up there, or an X. That's what they used to do for people that were that couldn't read or write. They used to have them sign with an X, and anybody could do that. Anybody could say you signed something with an X. Anybody could say you signed something with a damn font. Understand that. Lady Costanita said, my son teacher last year told me out of her own mouth that the school system is poor. First teacher that ever told me that my son needs help. Every other teacher passed him and said he was doing good. And that's partially true, Lady Costanita. And I can't speak for NYC school system because I'm not up there. But what I've learned is it ain't just a thing about money. It's about intention. It's about intention. When I was lifting in Ubering or whatever the case may be, I had a teacher in my backseat tell me, pause, that to tell me that they get punished, written up, suspended, and all the things if they choose to teach out anything outside of the curriculum that teaches to a test. And the test is some garbage. I remember when I started dating my ex-wife or whatever the case may be, and she asked her son, who was 10, 11 years old at the time, what he learned at school today, and he started talking about something that he learned in history, whatever the case may be, in regards to slavery or whatever. And this was in Virginia school system. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was some asinine rewritten bullshit. And I looked at her, I said, "Did you hear what he just said?" She said, "Yeah." And she asked, I said, "Where did you learn that at?" She said, in the school book that they gave us. I said, "That's a problem." And this was 2011-ish, 10-ish, 11-ish. A problem. Them rewriting history before our eyes, which goes along with the videos we just watched before the pineapple, and the two ones where they're making it so the only truths we have are the ones that they present us. I was just about to say that they're only allowed to teach certain curriculum. That's a fact. Whereas teachers before cared, those that did care, and they would go above and beyond and teach you other things in creative ways, as well as extending your knowledge. That's why they're only allowed to teach about certain people as far as Black history goes. Aha. I'm not surprised Virginia still has slave quarters, man. Listen. But it ain't just Virginia. It's Maryland, it's D.C., and other places. Heads Up Creations was Goody Like the Mob. As parents, it's our job to teach our children the things they aren't now. That's a fact. As being that is always advancing and moving on to new ages, is only so much they can cram into curriculum. The problem is, Heads Up Creations, they're not cramming anything into curriculum. They're dumbing it down. They're shredding. They're chopping off curriculum. They're lessening curriculum. Used to be like this. Curriculum is like this now. But I feel you. I definitely am with you on that. But they are lessening curriculum. No homework. No book reports. No nothing. No nothing. I have a lot of family that works in the school system. When you have a problem child, they label them through every grade. So it goes from one teacher to the next to not help the problem child. I can relate to that, because at one time I was labeled as a problem child. Like I said, I was always gifted and talented, always. But I would finish my work, but then I would cut up. I would joke Joan and whatever the case may be, because I was finished. So much so that they started giving me extra work to do and all that. And that wouldn't do it, and all the things. So they, like I said, I had to break the mold. I had a bad temper as a kid. I had to break that mold. All them children today only know gang, spray, bonnets, and drilling and pills. When we moved out from the Stone Age, they stopped teaching how to make weapons out of stones. It's the ones who had the love for it still that kept teaching their generations, were the ones that were willing to learn. Most teachers in these schools are white. Most don't care about these Black kids, sad to say, but true. Yeah, but it's the way the systems are set up, where it don't matter what color you are, you got to sneak to teach kids. And think about that. When was there a time that people had to sneak to teach people something worthwhile? Remember back in slavery times, to read, to write, to learn different things, they had to sneak and learn, or sneak to teach. Now teachers are being penalized, pushed out the system for wanting to teach the very thing they had a love for and a passion for. They're being dumbed down. They're being boxed in. They're being ostracized, penalized, pushed out of the system for wanting to do just that. Don't let that go over your head, huh? The literature and history took a hit, but that math be math, and I be needing help with some of those equations. That's a fact, Lady Coast, anything with slavery. That's a fact. What I realize they do today is a little of everything. This is what there is out out there and leave it up to the void and parents to push that kid in what they want to do. And heads up, that's what I said at the onslaught of this. It's up to us. The foundation of education starts in the home, from the kid, from the things that the child learns and sees. That's the first education. That's why when you see kids saying and doing certain things, they learned that from the people around them. Whether it be a little kid that's saying a racial derogatory word, he heard it, she heard it, she learned it in her house. Whether it be that little badass little kid you hear cussing and acting out and all that, he or she learned that from within their home or the people around them before they even get into the school system. From YouTube and TikTok too, that's a fact. Shortcuts with kids' education, shortcuts with food supply, shortcuts with eliminating physical media. Ha ha. And you know what's funny, CBS? I had a conversation with some people that y'all know about physical media and the importance as to why we need to get back to it. And I said that certain people were leaning to get back towards that. They talked to me like, oh, Phil, you don't know what you're talking about. I ain't gonna mention no names, but I remember it vividly. And now some of these same individuals are staunch supporters of tangible media all of a sudden. CDs, thumb drives, records, or whatever the case may be, stuff you can hold in your hand. The same people, it was like, Phil, that's old, Phil, that ain't happening no more. That ain't, almost as if they was advocating for getting screwed through streaming. And I know they probably really didn't mean no harm, or they didn't know no better, but these ain't young spring chickens neither. These ain't young YMs. I ain't gonna call them YMs. These were seasoned individuals that had this thought process, but now they see LaRussell and various others doing it. All of a sudden, oh yeah. I've been said it. I told y'all what, listen. People think that because I'm in the position I am, or that I'm not as vocal, or I'm not outside as much as I used to be, or I'm not presenting my music the way that I used to, or all the things that I have no knowledge or no insight on things that need to be, things that was and things that should be. Music for God too. Good morning, darling. But I found it interesting, and I'm looking at pods, I'm looking at podcasts and stuff, and hearing these individuals champion for tangible items, merch beyond T-shirts and things. I'm talking about like CDs, DVDs, records, and the such. But when I brung it up, they was, oh, Phil, you don't know what you talking about, Phil. Go ahead with that. It's interesting to me. But have at it. But have at it. OMG, do you hear how these kids yell and curse on these games? I sometimes have to just swipe the games away. Man, listen, that's because the parents need to get on that. What you said, like you said, get your ass off that game. But why? Man, I saw this video of this fat white little kid or whatever case. In the race has nothing to do with it. He just happened to be a white kid, because I seen it with a black kid before too. But this big burly white kid attacked his grandmother because she took I think it was his game or something away from him. I said, ain't no way in hell. It was on IG, and I was like, ain't no effing way. Ain't no F. I wish one of my kids would have. I wish one of my kids would have, to me or my missus, their mother, or whatever the case. I wish. Pause. Kids are being allowed to do too many things. Oh, they're just expressing themselves. Oh, I'm trying another unconventional way of parenting and all these things. Okay, have at it. Have at it. It's your choice, but your choice come with an outcome, consequences. The only problem this world has right now is the overall message the trend in music is pushing. We change that, we can stop our use, and it is changing as we speak. More uplifting motivation. You're right. Heads Up Creation. You're right. That's a factamundo. That's a factamundo. I wholeheartedly agree to that. Dwayne Summers says, I read about school cafeteria workers being fired for giving kids from low-income families free food because they couldn't afford to pay. And at one time, that was a thing. At one time, they had free or reduced lunches. I don't know if they still do in the system, but the cafeteria ladies, they pay attention. The kids that walk past the line, because a lot of times, cafeterias are old. The lunch lady was set up kind of right by the front door. When you walk into the cafeteria, the kids either pay for their food, give their ticket, or whatever the case may be, receive their food, their tray, and go on and sit down. And you see people bypassing with no lunch bag, no lunch box, or whatever the case may be. And they see that. They pay attention. That's crazy. When in actuality, the food that's been cooked that isn't given to the children is thrown out. It's thrown out. So why would you not? Why would you not? The world is out there. No matter the struggle, go live. That's a fact. That's a fact. We create our struggle. We choose to run into the problems, each lane of life created by staying in that lane. I'm glad you said that. Heads up creation. It goes to the my thumbnail in the title of today's show. Episode 341, The Road Less Traveled. You see, on the one hand, you got a lot of people walking towards and into the TV that's labeled social media era. Then on the right side, you got somebody walking by the dolo towards their purpose and destiny. Everything is about choices. Everything. My son just lost all gaming privileges and about to have TV privileges, taking little ass in the game, talking about shit he shouldn't be. I stand on it, hot shot. That's what a father's supposed to do. Hold on, let me get this off the screen. Stand on that. Yes. Stay on him because you don't want for him. And I'm not speaking directly to you. I'm speaking to parents in general. Stay on your children because they're trying to usurp your rights as parents only for them to have rights to put them and place them where they want them in the system as being wards of the state or whatever the case may be. Learn what wards of the states are. Learn what it gets deeper when it comes to attorneys and all those things. Learn what who their real allegiance is to. And then it'll make more sense why public defenders are the way that they are. Listen, I could go down I could tell y'all a whole lot, but I want y'all to do your due diligence. Go do your research. Angie said, I would have Bernie Mac that. Just life was goody like the mob. Good morning to ye. But more importantly, going back to the tangible items, I always talk about grabbing books, grabbing tangible items, because at some point, these books are going to be off the market. At some point, they're going to be unavailable. At some point, they're going to be redacted and or changed digitally. And some people are going to forget after a while what was written, especially if the stories aren't told. And a lot of our memories are becoming less efficient or less on point because of the things we entertain and how much we soak up certain information. It leaves us null, dull, and void to the things that we need to pass along to generations. So make sure you grab books about the various things, topics, history, culture, and all the things. So 1, you could read for yourself. 2, you can read to your children and family. 3, so you can pass them down and express the importance of these books being passed down, because there will be a time, ladies and gentlemen, where what we perceive to be free, we already seeing a lot of that ain't free. But a lot of the freedoms that we do still have won't be there no more. Understand, it was written and foretold. You can say what you want. You can say what you want. Take the game and TV. He go do worse when he behind your back. That's his peace. What that's showing you is the kind of person your son is becoming as a father. It's your job to mold him into his, not punish him. Heads up creation. I don't know what your spiritual beliefs are, but it says, spare not the rod, lest he spoil thy child. Moses said himself, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. The staff is a help. The rod is correction. We have to have balance. You have to have balance. If children don't learn punishment in the home, they're going to learn it the raw and uncut way, the blunt way in society, in way the street deal with them, the way the system deal with them. If you don't create that balance, you don't placate no child and they don't get to tell you what it is they want to do or what entertains them. No. Because if you create that, you're creating a monster that's going to always feel entitled, that's always going to feel like things need to go their way. And if they don't do what they're supposed to do, that it's just going to be all right no matter what. That it's going to keep being the status quo. We have to learn what it means to gain and receive, and also for things to be taken away, so that we understand the feelings of it all and either adapt, learn from it, change, or the other things. He said this generation ain't never seen no ish like this. These kids more man than most men, supposedly. But that's why you got a lot of these so-called men and women, young ones, getting caught off in BS they not ready for. They getting caught off in BS they not ready for. Monique, what's goody like the mob? Take all technology from them and give them books. That's a fact. That's a fact. Understand that form of punishment peep scheme actually benefits them in the end, because if they don't have nowhere else to turn and nothing else to do, they're going to open a book. Why you think so many brothers and sisters, when they locked up and if they in a situation where they on 23 or whatever the case may be, and they have nothing else to look at or whatever the case may be, and all they got is a book, they're going to open that book and they're going to read it. And guess what's going to happen when they read it? They're going to learn something. Even if it's in a fictional world or a biography or something that they need to learn, they're going to learn something. So make the punishment make sense. Make the punishment make sense. But you don't placate no child. You don't placate no child. When I was young, you ate what was put on their plate. Now parents are, they can eat what they want. They can eat what they want. What you mean they can eat what they want? Kids want junk. Kids. Some of us adults don't eat right, but the kids, they more prone to not want to eat right, especially if they're not given the guidance. The guidance. Summer lunches are free for all children out here, but it's sad to see how admins hold back food from kids. Unused is thrown away. He don't get behind my back. Can't give him the old country ass whoopers my G-Ma was handing out, so he loses privileges. Aha. MF and right, get off the game and get them spelling words together. That part. Because if not, they're going to be stuck on what they see on these TVs, on these social media outlets, and that's what's going to teach them. The same way back in the days where parents needed to be on top of their kids, because if they didn't, the streets would, right? It's even worse now because you got social media, and a lot of people, some people search for positive topics and to learn things, but most people, they search the bullshit. They search for the fights. They search for the twerking. They search for the scantily clad men and women and outfits to get, the party scene, the bullshittery, the skits and all those things, where some of them are hella good, but a lot of them aren't, unless they get inclined or something wakes them up to want to seek more. A lot of them aren't searching for ways to better themselves or further than unless somebody around them that they respect is exuding that. Then they find it cool, or I want to know about investing. I want to know about my culture. I want to learn this, that, and the third. Whatever the people they look up to think is cool, that's what they gonna think is cool. That's why you got people emulating some of these drugged out rappers and ignorant individuals that get on a mic and say whatever. I'm on the fence about whippings. I got them, deserved each one, but it don't work for each child. That's true. You have to, you definitely have to cater your parenting per child. But if you got multiple children, it may look away. If you handling one way and handling another one another way. It's a fine line that you got to tread. These kids don't even get homework no more. I said that earlier. That's a fact. Thank you, Crack Baby, Trick Baby, for the gift. The Jewels. Appreciate you. I know y'all like, damn, Phil, you doing a lot of soapboxing today. Pause. I'm not up on no pedestal. Like I said, I'm no greater than, grander than. I'm just me. And I want for us all to win in all aspects of life. I ain't just talking about people that are creatives or entertainers, artists, and things of that nature. I'm talking about everybody. I want us all to win in life. Realistically speaking, everybody won't, but I want that for everybody. I'm just saying. And mind you, when I speak of certain, when I speak of certain lifestyles and things that people do, I'm no way castigating nobody. I'm no way judging them, because I know it's deeper than them. It's a whole system. It's a whole thing, right? But I do judge a tree by its fruit, proverbially, because I ain't got no heaven or hell put nobody in, nobody. And like I said, I'm just me. I'm not grander than anybody else. I might do this. I might get on other people's podcasts and platforms and things and speak and do things or create content and all that, but I'm no greater than nobody else. I'm just me. But one thing for sure, about 7 things for certain, I just want for us to be a better us, individually, in our families, in our love lives, in our marriages, in and for our communities. But we can't just go along with the status quo and allow things to stay the way they are and think that they're gonna get better. Nor can we just sit and chit chat about it and rap about it and think that that's gonna change something too, because it won't. Excuse me. We got to be willing to do something about it. We got to be willing to do something about it. A little pause for the cause, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to show support to this platform, to me, to the movement, to the GMG situation, you can show some love by sending a coffee, a 10 right here at this QR code. You can send something through PayPal at this QR code. You can send something through Zelle at this QR code, or you can Apple Pay me at this email address, or Zelle me at this email address if you would. It don't matter if it's $1 to $100, huh? Or you can send 1,000 wow if you really, you know what I'm talking about, but you don't have to. Most importantly is to show support in the way that you share, repost, tell a friend to tell a friend. I always say don't spam your friends list, but tell 1 to 7 of your friends that the Good Morning Gang Morning Show is something worth watching, something worth tuning into. And also for those that are tapping in for the first time, to come back and be a part of the conversation tonight on Feel the Love Fridays, where the grown folk play, where the grown folk have adult conversations. So make sure the youngins are in the bed or out of earshot, because it's very sexy, very spicy, and sometimes salacious. We talk about love, marriage, dating, courting, intimacy, relationships, all the things. And sometimes people get out of their shell and tell you something that you didn't know that they was going to do. You feel me? Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the jewels, the finger heart that is. You feel me? Rest up. What's goody like the mob? What's happening? Ross out took all the real brain food, all the food we eat, dumbing us down long ago. Our granny them was more fortified. Listen, but that's on us though. That's on us. There's ways in which we can change that too. We need to learn how to do it and implement it. I don't care if you live in a tenement. I don't care if you live in a house, a row house. I don't care if you living out in the country. I don't care if you living in a trailer home, in a trailer park. I don't care about nothing. There's ways in which you can grow your own, at least on the vegetation, fruits and vegetable side, or whatever the case may be. There's places in which you can go and get like actual beef, pork for those that indulge, and other things from butchers or actual farms that slaughter their own, or whatever the case may be, on site. I seen something where there's a black owned like a communal slaughterhouse that a bunch of people just bought into, that a bunch of black farmers bought into or whatever, so that they can all take their cattle there for them to be slaughtered properly, or whatever the case may be, and not have to depend on other people to treat them right and give them what they paid for, and have it done cleanly and ethically, or whatever the case may be. So I thought that was dope. We do need to start creating our own infrastructures in our own places, or whatever the case may be. They saying not to eat seafood, flesh eating bacteria in them now. And that's because of certain things that they putting into the waters, rest up off our shores. Especially down there, down south. I just seen something where they was warning people about getting in the beach. I think it's in the Gulf of Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. They said there's a flesh eating bacteria that's permeating along the beach. You can't even go sit in the water to just chill. It'd be so, and really, it'd be some evil genius down to some wicked, deranged individual secluded somewhere that come up with these schemes and things and implement them and put them out there to see how it tears up society and tears up people. And it's a sad thing. Hey, Patty, Spicy Trinity, I see you over there on the good IG. Come on over to the good YouTube. Why don't you, huh? Again, I'm no better than none of y'all, right? I be caught off in the bullshittery. I be caught off in the things too. But what I do is take time to research other things, to look and watch other things and learn other things. Even at my big age, I still want to learn something new. Learn more. Reevaluate some things that I might have learned in the past as well, to stay abreast of technology that's coming, that's here and coming, so that I can maneuver the V effortlessly. Some people my age and older, they get caught off and lost in the sauce because they're not paying attention to technology and what's happening around us and gonna be. And so they be behind the 8 ball when it comes to certain things. Now I'm trying to stay ahead of the game, because I see it. Jobs are going to be phased out. Some jobs are already phased out. Some jobs are going to be phased out. Some things that we take as liberties are going to be phased out, pushed out, locked away from us. You silly, rest up. We all just gotta, I could talk till I'm blue in the face. It's up to us to decide we want more out of life, want more with our life, want more in our love and relationship, want more for our children, want more in the world in which we see, whether it just be locally, whether it be nationally, whether it be internationally, globally, or whatever the case may be. We have to decide that. More and more people are trying to leave this country and go to other countries. Why? For different reasons. Cost of living, the racial BS, better food, you name it. But you got some people that are afraid to do just that, because they feel like this is all I know. My family's here, my people's is here. I'm not leaving them, or whatever the case may be. And or they look at it from the standpoint whether they scared to get on a plane or get on a boat, or all they know is their hood, their community, their city, or their state, not realizing there's a whole world out there. A whole world out there. And in that world, there's so many possibilities. Excuse me. Peepskin said things about to be like Demolition Man. Man, listen. I know y'all like, man, Phil, it's Friday, man. Slim, I came here to be laughing and giggling. Y'all want to laugh and giggle? Let me put on Slim that didn't have his footing right. One more again, huh?
Jones, nigga.
God damn, June, what the fuck? Grab P.O.V. Here, get this shit. June, get your ass out.
How is he okay?
Yeah.
Man,
Man, get your
nigga hollering at me, bro.
Why you hollering at me, bruh? The moral of that story is to be sure of your footing. Make sure you're standing or stepping onto solid ground. Make sure you know the path in which you're walking or going. Make sure you understand what lies in front of you. It's like a double entendre, ain't it? Huh? I'm about to change my name to Farmer Rest Up, and ain't nothing wrong with that, Rest Up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'll say this. Y'all better get to them seeds while y'all can still get them, because there's going to come a time where you're not going to be able to get organic seeds. You better get some, store some, use some, store some. You hear me? Well, tonight you want me to bring some scribbles through. Speaking of which, let me pivot just a little bit. This next situation, I don't know if I want to bring it back up tonight on Feel the Love. But it be the bullshittery that Bama's be thinking or whatever the case may be. Y'all check this out. I'll let y'all, form an opinion of your own. Why don't you? Huh?
Any man that's attracted to the average BOK woman is borderline rainbow. What do you find feminine about a strong, independent woman that weighs more than you who cosplays a drag queen? She don't even like being her natural self. Woman.
At the end of the day, I will never support black men versus black women. And as a black man, I'm not for slander of a black woman. Black women have always been the greatest innovators and creators of this life. They have always been the most supportive part of black men's lives. When black men have always been down, black women have always been there to pick us up. This is one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of the internet, because it's nothing but negativity that thrives in ways that I've never seen in person. The black women have always been the glue. Black women have always been the ones to fight for us when we have always been at our lowest. When things have always happened to us, when nobody has ever stepped up for us, they have always stood strong. So I'll never turn my back on a black woman. That I got black women in my life right now that will put it on the line for me, that have supported me when I haven't had nothing. That when I felt emotional, weak, broken, they have always made me feel strong. Black women are beautiful, they are powerful, courageous, intelligent in so many damn ways. And although black women can be imperfect, just like anybody else, black women have always weathered the storm. So if you are a black woman, I want you to understand that black men love you, and do not allow the internet to make you feel as if you are not good enough, because there are black men that love you and will defend you in real life. And I just wanted to let you know that.
That part. Just because a woman is independent doesn't mean she's unlovable. Just because a woman's bigger than you don't mean that she's unlovable. And people like different things, got different tastes in what they like in a woman. For that Bama in the little box to say that makes somebody borderline GAY, whatever the case may be, that's the most asinine, ignorant shit I ever heard. The asinine shit that we heard. Now, just like us men, there are some very imperfect vessels in women too. There's some women just as much as they are men. And I'm one, I can't stand the division. I can't stand. If there's no productivity in the conversation of men, what men do and what women do, we need to stop having those conversations, because it's counterproductive. All it does is continue to to create the divide between us. And the house divided will soon fall. That's one of the ways in which community stays shattered. Stays shattered. We need us more than anything else, definitely in a time like this. Doesn't mean that his cup of tea is your cup of tea, or her cup of tea is your cup of tea, or what you like might not be what somebody else like, or vice versa. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's somebody out there for everybody. And if they aren't your cup of tea, let that be. That don't mean they got to be terrible people. Now, if the person is terrible, it shouldn't matter whether they're a woman or a man. They just terrible people. But we got to stop being so divisive when it comes to us. Bama's like that was in that small caption box talking. He comes across as borderline anti-women, if not anti-women, for lack of better words. He's suspect, because just because you don't like a certain type of woman doesn't mean that type of woman isn't for somebody. Doesn't mean that at all. And just because you like a certain type of woman or you like a certain type of man don't mean you got to spit on, put your foot on the neck of another type of woman, another type of man to make yourself feel better about the woman or man that you into. Like who you like, love who you like. Stop worrying about what other people like. That's on them. They gonna benefit or be punished by it, by their choices. Somebody hurt that fool real bad, or he has mommy issues. That part, Nelly Nell, it's asinine to me. And I know some people were raised without their mother. I know some people didn't have, certain maternal influences, proper or positive maternal influences in their life, just like some people didn't have their father or positive or proper paternal influences in their lives. So I understand the disconnect for some, right? But for those of us that had a mother in our lives, grandmother, auntie, who have grown up and to experience dating and or marriage and have children of our own, daughters and sons and things of that nature, should know that having somebody in your corner means more than just the superficial aspect of it, aesthetic of it all. And this is for men and women. I don't give a damn how independent you are, how much money you getting, what stature or status you on, or class you living in, or how low you are, or how unprepared or unready or traumatized, or all these things, all the semantics. Everybody needs somebody. Just like in business. Yeah, you could be the CEO of a company, but you can't do it all by yourself. You need other individuals to help you with that company. In your life, money is only going to buy but so much and do so much. At the end of the night, money ain't gonna hold you. Just like I talk about the rose for ladies, money ain't gonna hold you at night. Yeah, it might pay for somebody to lay in the bed with you and act like they care about you for the moment, to hold you for that night. But money ain't gonna hold you for the night. Yeah, you might be able to go pay a counselor to listen to you, but some of them, or therapists, but some of them are gonna give you topical solutions and or just listen to you to get the money out of you. Whereas if you got somebody that's in your corner that loves you unconditionally, that loves you wholeheartedly, is going to listen to you, is going to correct you when you're wrong, is going to have compassion for you, going to help nurture you, going to help build you up, going to help you correct the issues that are wrong in your life. They're going to pray for you and over you. That's going to, all the things. Notorious, good morning to ye. We got to stop all this men versus women garbage. But let me say this, that don't mean we got to tolerate the BS from this person or that person because they are a woman or because they are a man either. Life is about choices. In the same way they choose to be who they are, you got a choice to not deal with their ass on any capacity, whether it be in a relationship, a marriage, a friendship, business wise, opportunity, whatever the case may be. You ain't got to deal with their ass. If they won't move from around you, move your ass paws from around them. Because all of that's counterproductive to us becoming cohesive. And we gotta start being okay with people being different and having differences and not aligning with every ideology that we have. We got to be okay with that. Long as it's not a you type situation where they just saying some super off the wall shit. And if that be the case, get from around them. Get that energy away from you. Get that that think tank or that thought process the hell about your circumference so it won't leach onto you spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or none of that. We are in control of our destinies. We are in control, of finding out what our purpose is and walking towards and living that. And hopefully our positive passions line up with that purpose. We are in charge of that. And just because we allow things to be, or we entertain certain things or certain individuals, or act like things are okay, even if we don't feel like it on the inside, that's on us. But to sit there and denigrate a woman or a man just because they don't fit your cup of tea, that's some bullshittery. Notorious said, facts, if you're disturbing my peace, I'll become Casper expeditiously. People make excuses for other people. People placate certain people. People want to shit on people when they really sitting in shit themselves and they not happy with their own world and their own life or what's going on around them or whatever the case may be. And instead of looking at the man or the woman in the mirror and working to change that, they'll lash out or put it on you in some capacity. Me personally, I'm a work in progress. How I deal with people and respond, I'm a work in progress. Still learning, still dealing, still adapting, still improvising, still revolving, still elevating, still trying, or whatever the case may be. But I can guarantee you one thing. Y'all gonna see a whole lot of changes. Y'all gonna see a whole lot of changes. Because at the end of the day, it ain't about what somebody else want. It ain't about what somebody else's kicks and giggles is. It ain't about what somebody else's sick needs are. It ain't about none of that. It's about what's best for me, just as well as is what's best for you in your life. In my Kendrick Lamar B Don't Kill My Vibe. I'm personally working on time balance. So one, I could be more productive with things, that I can give more time and energy to those things and people that I need to give more time to, that I also can be more present and putting on more content and different content in various ways for you all that means something. Every time Phil sing you, I think of that song that came from Brother Louie. Louie. Salute CBS. I'm working on that so that the morning show will become Monday through Friday. Of course, Feel Love will be on Fridays, but that the tap-in will be more regular. I'm setting up interviews for that, as well as IRL content, starting with the city-to-city pull-up. Somebody hit me yesterday and was like, you should do a certain thing or whatever the case may be in your own city. And I was like, great minds think alike. Little did they know that's part of what the city-to-city pull-up is going to be about in my city and every city that I visit. Getting to the grassroots, getting to the people, talking to the people, and all the things or whatever the case may be. And some people look at it like, boy, I tell you, the enemy is busy. They like, who does Phil think he is that he would try to put on this thing or to do this thing? Who he think he is? Oh, he must think he like that. No, you must think I'm like that. And instead of worrying about the content you should be doing or the creative ways in which you should be able to put on for yourself and for any platform that you're dealing with in a positive manner, you worried about what the hell I'm doing and what I'm dealing and who I'm dealing with and what I'm not doing and who knows me and who don't know me and all the things. I'm not worried about none of that. I'm worried about what's productive. I'm worried about putting a stamp on my legacy so that in the minds of the people that I reach and see, that it leaves a lasting impression. Forget what somebody got to say. Forget anything I may have done wrong, or don't forget it, but it goes beyond that. Or forget what they think I am or who they think I am or whatever the case may be. The people that's meant to follow me, subscribe to me, support me will do so because they see me for being me, not no facade, not none of the soliloquies, not none of the sayings, not none of the fables, the riddles, none of the antics and all that, but they'll see me and see my spirit and see what my heart is really about. Even though I'm flawed, still. I'm changing the way in which I'm doing certain things, and I'm looking at the results of some of the things that I'm doing already. I've gone from 24.4 thousand followers on IG to currently 43.7 in less than 2 weeks, and not near one of them are bought. Near one of them are bought followers. Now, out of that, you're going to have your trolls. Out of that, you're going to have people that's going to unsubscribe at a time or unfollow at a time, whatever the case may be. But I told y'all, I spoke it prophetically. I said, I want to be at 100,000 followers by the end of this year. By the end of this year. And I'm on course to be right there. And I'm not bigging myself up because I'm no better than anybody else, because anybody else could do it. But what I am doing is setting forth goals that I want for myself and how I want to carry it, as we say in the DC area. And you'll get some people that will get angry that I even said that, or maybe they already saw it and got some kind of animosity at that. Like, who is he? Why he? And man, stop worrying about me. If anything, you pay attention to what I'm doing and put it into your own practice, or make it fit what it is you're trying to do and make it make sense for what you do. Because I watch everybody that's bigger than me. I'm not gonna say everybody because you can't watch everybody, but I watch people that are bigger than me and see what they're doing, how they're moving, what they're implementing into their own situation, and seeing if it can make sense for me to do it in my world, in my life, and apply it where I can. Whereas also seeing where they might have done something wrong or whatever the case may be, or realizing where I'm doing something wrong and tweaking it little by little. Set goals, achieve goals. That's it for the show and everything else. Which goes back to the city pull-up. Some people really just all of the things that they tried to make it sound like it was like I was on some damn Jay-Z tour. So like it's the asinine thinking of people, and people so worried about what somebody else doing, even if they think I'm a fail or falter. The way in which people want to put their mouth on shit to make themselves feel better about what they got going on or the lack thereof is brazy to me. But it's all good. Have at it. One thing for sure, about 7 of them things for certain. I made me. Can't nobody stop me. Somebody can enhance me, pause. Somebody can help give me a help up, a push up, or whatever the case may be. But I won't allow nobody to sit on my back or put their foot on my neck or to hold me down proverbially. People don't know me that well to know my full fortitude. And while misery loves company, sometimes I like being alone. Ooh, because then I can get tunnel vision and have at it. Y'all should too. I'm trying to increase my wherewithal. I'm trying to grab a circle around me that's going to challenge me, correct me, critique me, but also compliment me, applaud me, and push me forward. Where I'm not necessarily the smartest one in the room, the richest one in the room, the most knowledgeable one in the room. You're only as great as the people you have around you. Don't let that go over nobody's head. You're only as great as the people you have around you. And it's been trial and error with trying to work with people, whether it be in the co-host status or other things or whatever the case may be. It's been trial and error, but you learn as you go. And I'm still learning, still at this big age. And gonna continue to learn. And I'm gonna continue to put on. Like it, love it, or hate it. Some people despise that I put up positive posts, reels, and things of that nature. Some people despise that I put up reels and shorts and things of me talking my talk, rapping or singing. Some people despise the way that I try to give a positive outlook on things. Some people despise the fact that I talk about love and all those things. But they need to ask themselves, and y'all need to ask yourselves about them. Why are they so concerned about what it is I post? Because if you don't like it, you can scroll past it. If you don't like it, you can unfollow. If you don't like it, you can mute. If you don't like it, you don't have to come around my page. You can straight up and down block me. Oh, yeah, Destiny wins. For those of y'all that got Tubi, those of y'all that got Tubi, check out a new series coming out called Destiny Wins. Destini wins. It's a biopic of sorts. I think you're going to really like it. I think you really going to like it. Rest up. No, I'm still looking for co-hosts. Whereas I love to talk to you all or whatever the case may be, I think it makes the show more dynamic if it's just not just me or whatever the case may be. I'm not so stuck on myself where it just has to be me. But I want the right puzzle pieces. I want the right people in place. I want the people that are ready. The story's based out of Milwaukee. Thank you. Based out of Milwaukee. That's a fact. I'll be watching this later on today and probably later on the night after Feel the Love as well. But these are the questions you need to ask yourself about certain individuals and their propensity to worry about what the hell you doing and not doing, and not so much worrying about what they're doing and not doing. I'm talking about men and women. You're welcome. You're welcome. I think that if more of us concentrated on our own endeavors and be more supportive of others' endeavors, we'd all be further along in all our endeavors. We all would be further along in all our endeavors if we supported one another, even if we don't see the vision fully, but see something in that individual enough to say, you know what? I'm going to rock with Phil, or I'm going to rock with this one, or I'm going to rock with that one, and see where it goes, whatever the case may be. I'm the type of person, whether I get along with somebody, can't stand somebody, no longer speaking to somebody, or I wholeheartedly rock with somebody, if I see talent on them in them, I can acknowledge it. If I see something about them that needs to be supported or bigged up, or for people to be in tune to, I'm going to speak on it, or I'm going to support it, or I'm going to open the door for a network between said individual and somebody else, because that's what's important. Whether I get along with them or not, whether they are in my life or not, whether I cannot stand them too much as a person or not, because I can be fair with it. Terry Murray was goody like the mob. I can be fair with it. As much as I don't like this about him, I still acknowledge this about him. I don't think some people do the same thing. I don't think some people have it in them to do both. I think that we all could do better in that area. Ladies and gentlemen, before I go into the next video, and you know, because I'm coming close to the end of the show, get yourself a GMGT. Y'all been seeing where I've been posting them on X or whatever. I'm gonna start posting, and I think I posted them in the GMG group on IG, but I'm gonna start posting them on my page too. So if you support the movement, get you a GMGT. If you call yourself part of GMG, get you a GMGT. Holla at your boy. Got plenty of colors. And coming soon, way more than t-shirts, I got real clothes and apparel coming and accessories coming, where it won't be so logo intensive for those that want to support, but maybe not want to wear a big ass GMG on their chests or breasts or whatever the case may be, but classy, tactful, but at the same time, swagged out or fashionable items that both men and women can wear on a day-to-day basis and for that special step out or whatever the case may be, working behind the scenes on them things now or whatever the case may be. Huh? Can't smoke on the show? What you talking about? Are you talking about far? Yeah, you can't show yourself chiefing like that. Yeah, the tool won't. It'll cause havoc or whatever the case may be. And there's some people that want to talk down on the t-shirts, like, yeah, F them GMG t-shirt. Okay, cool. Don't get you one. Get your bam ass from around me and stop watching me in secret. Stop peeking from the bushes. Since you don't like a brother or what I got going on, stay ye from around me. But if you support me, support a brother. And I get it. Some people don't got it. I get that, right? And I'll be getting back to my giveaways soon. Very soon. Sooner than you think or whatever the case may be. Just, I don't know what nude cruise you keep talking about, Peep Scheme, but whatever nude cruise, I ain't gonna be on that channel. Not gonna be able to do it. But listen here. Listen here, ladies and gentlemen. Have at it. Have at it. Don't let nothing or nobody hold you down or keep you boxed in or tell you what you can or cannot do or who you cannot or cannot be or who you aren't or who you is. No matter what sick, depraved, or otherwise sense of humor that people say they got. Have at it. Titties on the Love Boat is crazy. Y'all listen to this real quick. I want this to be heard. This is from George the speaker. George, I think his last name is White at that. Y'all check him out, huh?
I'm gonna be real with you. Sometimes you just gotta be selfish. Sometimes you just gotta be selfish. Sometimes you just gotta put yourself first. You don't always have to pick up the phone. You don't always have to open that door. You gotta learn how to protect your peace. You gotta learn how to protect your peace. As soon as people see you doing good, they try to bring you problems. They try to bring you problems because they living with hate. They living with anger. They living with envy. If they don't respect your boundaries, if they don't respect your boundary, then they don't respect you. They don't respect you. They hate that you're living with peace. They hate to see you happy. They hate to see you glowing. But this gotta be for you. This gotta be for you. So if you cut them off, then 9 times out of 10, they handed you the knife. They handed you that knife. And that's coming from the big speaker. Big dog. Receive this message. Yeah, that's real.
You feel me? Listen. Listen to me. Listen to me. Yeah. And this ain't a shot at nobody or nothing, but it is a statement about everything. Don't let nobody get in the way of your purpose. Don't let nobody get in the way of your passions, your positive passions. Don't let nobody talk you out of position. Don't let nobody tell you who you can't be or what you can't do because of your size, your age, your race, your whatever. Don't let nobody tell you who you are and who you ain't. Don't. Continue to live your life and live it on purpose. You feel me? Live your life on purpose, with purpose. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, and some people going to be watching this and going to hate it, smile, because you never know what it might do for somebody, including yourself. More importantly, love on yourself. Love on somebody on purpose, with purpose, excuse me, but love yourself first and foremost. Last but not least, I'm not anti-you. I'm pro-me with an emphasis on building we. Let that marinate your melon to the next time we can chop it up and have a tay-to-tay. Until that day, I'll holler. You coming to the Jerk Chicken Joe, bring me some shirts. Okay. Yes, indeed. Y'all have at it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, make today a great one. Make today a great one, no matter if it's sunny outside or stormy outside. Make it a great day. And while you live in the day, plan, plot, and strategize so that if you're so blessed to see tomorrow, you make it an even better day than today. That part, huh? I'm out of here. Love is love. Huh?
We're one big happy family. One big happy family. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you come back again. Tell a friend, tell a friend. It's GMG and Big Fifth Speech. G-O-D